Loving queer kids today requires honesty. They are growing up in a world that actively questions their right to exist, to be safe, and to belong. In this episode, we speak plainly to parents, caregivers, and allies about what LGBTQ plus kids need, not someday, but right now, in a cultural and political climate that is increasingly hostile. We confront the real harm caused by silence and good intentions, challenge adults to move beyond private support into public protection, and name advocacy as a non-negotiable part of love. This episode is a call to action for anyone who claims to care about queer kids, because love that doesn't protect is not love, it's abandonment.
Would it be okay if I were to tell you that I am afraid someday, so I call you up and you call me down? Would it be okay?
Hello and welcome to the FreedHearts podcast. My name is Robert Cottrell. I'm here as always with
Susan Cottrell.
Hi there.
Hi.
For those of you that like to listen to your podcast at twice the speed, hello and welcome. We're really glad you're here. Today's episode is for parents and for grandparents, for caregivers.
That was funny.
Thanks. I do it at half speed, but more like this. No. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Now I just sound slow, if you know what I'm talking about. What?
No.
Okay. No. That's kind of your common response. No, I don't. No one knows what you're talking about. We're glad you're here, beloved.
We love you.
Aww. Thanks. We're glad you're here, beloved. Today's episode, again, don't forget to connect with us, freedhearts.org. We will say that we have some really cool stuff coming up, some things that we're involved in that we're going to announce, and some big stuff there. And don't forget, all of our resources are free. We're also going to take advantage of, sometimes we often get asked questions in email and messages and things that are, and our response is like, hey, we did a whole episode about that. Check out episode number 143. We've done over almost 220 episodes now,
Wow.
which is, I know, amazing.
Wow.
5 years in this. And we want to let you know we are going to take some time and revisit some of our episodes, because these are things that honestly you need to hear more than once. It never hurts to hear it again. There are things that were kind of relevant a bit that have become urgently relevant, and so expect those in the coming weeks. We're going to revisit some episodes, and it's going to be fun. And we have some big announcements coming up, and lots of fun.
Lots of fun.
That's
we're all
what
about
we're all
fun.
about.
All about it.
All about fun. So along that lines, today's episode is about loving queer kids in a hostile world.
Woohoo! Fun.
Bad transition. Bad segue right there. But today's episode, in all seriousness, today's episode is for parents, for grandparents, for caregivers, for chosen family, for anyone who has or loves a queer kid, whether that child is 5 years old or 50 years old. It's also for LGBTQ plus listeners, and we know you are out there, love you, who grew up without the protection that they so richly deserved, and who may still be longing to hear the words that they needed to hear a long time ago. Because this is the truth, beloved. We're going to start by telling you a truth that we need to name right away. We're loving queer kids in a very hostile world. And pretending otherwise doesn't keep them safe. And naming it can really help with that.
Mm-hmm. Let's start there. That this world is not neutral toward LGBTQ kids, especially transgender kids and non-binary kids. They're debated, politicized, talked about as problems to solve instead of people to protect. And that reality can leave parents overwhelmed, unsure where to stand, what to say, or how to help without making things worse.
And now, I mean, some of the situations now that parents are dealing with, of course, is gender affirming healthcare and having that ripped out as an option or stopped without any notice, all the way to and then things like pronouns and gender things at schools and in those kind of places, to bathroom use, all the way up to seriously considering leaving a state or even leaving the country for their own child's protection.
Yes.
So it is indeed a hostile world, and there's parents are often, we hear it, we see it, parents are often extremely overwhelmed.
Yeah. And parents, you don't need to be perfect to protect your children.
Yeah, let's be really clear about that, okay? Because I want to make sure that we give you some grace here, because we are going to challenge us all in this, and how do we effectively love our queer kids and in this. So I just want to make sure we're clear about this before we move on.
Yeah, that, none of us are doing this perfectly. None of us have all the answers we need to make a safe place, but we don't need that. What our children need most is our commitment to them.
Yeah.
Not all our answers.
Yeah, because we can't give, the truth is we can't give certainty right now about things, but we can let our queer kids, our queer loved ones, our friends and family know that they're not alone, that we are committed to doing whatever we need to do to protect them and to stand with them.
Because we mess up, and they know it. But what they need is parents who are willing to learn out loud, who are willing to listen without getting defensive, who are willing to choose their child again and again, even when it costs them. Your child doesn't need you to fully understand their identity immediately.
Yeah, because we know some of you are still confused or wondering, don't understand. And they don't need you to understand fully right away. They need to know that you're there.
And you trust what they're telling you in their lived experience.
Yeah. And
they need to know from you that when the world is cruel, you will be there for them, that they're not alone. That message can save their lives, spoken and lived out.
That message is saving their lives.
Yes.
And we thank you for sharing that message with them. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But we want to speak gently. I guess no snark. Does that mean no snark on this one? Yeah, no snark. Gently, but beloved, honestly, to parents who are still finding their footing in this. And we're only a few years into having, transgender child. When we started this, we had a bisexual child, and then we had a bisexual child and another bisexual child. And now we have 2 transgender children, and one of them has a transgender spouse.
Right.
But that's new to us. And we still, we
mess up pronouns sometimes.
Yeah, names and things like that. And so we're finding our footing as well. So we're speaking to ourselves as well as to you here in this. And this is so expansive and so deep, and that sometimes I think we can continue to learn and grow, and that's not a bad thing at all. But it may be something that goes on for a long, long time.
Yeah.
But you may feel behind. You may feel scared of saying the wrong thing. I am often. You may still be grieving the story that you thought your child's life would be. Mm-hmm. And then I'm always struck with that, because, it's grieving your story that you thought your child's life would be.
Right.
We talk about, what about yours? We hear sometimes about, well, my dreams for my child are shattered. Well, that may be the case, but understand that your child's dreams for their life might be possible or coming true for the very first time.
Yes.
And
you miss their long hair that they couldn't wait to get rid of.
Yeah. How powerful is that?
Yes.
And all of those struggles, it can be true, and you can still show up well in the midst of that.
Yes.
But let's be clear again here. Your discomfort is not the emergency in this. Your child's safety is. It's not your child's job to slow down their truth so you can stay comfortable. It's your job to expand, to grow, to catch up. Love is not static. Love evolves.
Yes.
And one of the most common mistakes that loving adults make is minimizing the world's hostility. I'm guilty of that myself. I've thought, well, should they be so afraid about this? And the answer is probably yes. Yes, they should.
If they are, then they are.
Yeah. And again, saying things, I'm talking to myself here, beloved, saying things like, well, it's not that bad, or folks can be cruel, your schoolmates can be cruel, but that'll pass, or just ignore it. But queer kids don't experience harm as theoretical.
Yes.
They experience it in hallways and in classrooms and online and at family gatherings and in policies that tell them they don't belong or they don't even exist at all. Mm-hmm. Minimizing that doesn't make kids safer. It just makes them quieter. Mm-hmm. And quiet kids don't get help.
And remember, the battle against them is all about erasing them.
Yeah.
And those words can have the same effect.
Yeah. Quiet kids don't get help. Protection is not just emotional, beloved, it's practical. It looks like correcting misinformation when you hear it, even from relatives and those under maybe your same roof. It looks like choosing our children over social comfort.
Yeah.
It looks like advocating at school and in church and in healthcare settings. It looks like learning pronouns and names and using them confidently and consistently. And I'm talking to myself here.
Oh.
Because I failed a lot in this.
Yeah.
And I need to do better. Protection is not neutral in this. Protection takes a side, damn it. And I want, every time I feel like I mess up, it's kind of like, I wonder if they wonder if I'm on their side or not fully, or if I wish that they didn't cause me this discomfort that they sense that I'm feeling, Yeah. And the side I want to take, and the side I know you want to take, is our child's life.
Yes.
Yes,
as one of the transgender people told me, it's when you mess up their pronouns, it's not that they're offended by you. I mean, sometimes, but it's what it does is it throws into question everything they know to be true. It's like you just pulled their worldview out from under them. It makes them feel like they're just pretending, which they know they've battled this. They know it's not true.
Or that they think you're just pretending, or you think they're pretending, or something like that.
Yes.
So and I've got to give myself grace, and you have to give yourself grace too. I know it's about the heart behind it.
And they recognize that.
But even though my heart, even though my intention is good in this, we need to do better in this and use their pronouns and use their name, their chosen name. And again, if we say, we'll stand by them and protect them at all cost, well, all cost means the discomfort of getting my act together, get my shit together, and using their proper names and pronouns.
And we've gotten in the habit now with anybody of pausing before the pronoun to make sure we've got the pronoun right, even with kids who've had the same pronouns their whole lives. Yeah. It's just, it takes that extra moment.
So that's our message to you, parents, grandparents, caregivers. Yeah.
And if you're LGBTQ and you're listening to this, especially if you were once a queer kid who didn't feel protected, we want to really encourage you here that what you needed back then was real. What you missed was not imaginary. The harm you experienced was not because you were too sensitive. You deserved adults who stood between you and the world. And if you're hearing this now with grief or anger or longing, you're not broken. You're remembering. You're remembering, and that remembering something deep inside of you. And that matters because it helps us all to do better as you're more fully who you are. It helps, it impacts us all to do better. And one of the most dangerous myths parents are given is this idea that I love my child even if I don't agree.
Yeah, if you missed last week's episode, please go back and listen to that. It was all about how the danger of well, just disagreeing. I just disagree. So if you didn't hear that, go back and listen to last week's episode.
And
because that can, I mean, when it comes, because that conveys a whole different kind of message. It doesn't,
right.
It doesn't land the way someone thinks that it's going to land.
Because it's, and people in our experience who love them but they disagree have to make known that they disagree. It's like at every turn, well, I love you, but I just don't agree.
What's that old thing about if you use a but in that, it's what comes after the but that's really the point
what
you're trying
saying.
to make. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's funny because you hear the thing that love without action is not enough. And that's true. But when you say, I love you, but I disagree, the action in that is, I disagree with you.
Right.
And I want to make sure you know it.
Yes. Yes.
The love you is not only unimportant, but it's unimpactful.
Right. You just undermined it by the other
that's
part
right.
of this phrase. So love has to translate into safety, into advocacy. It has to translate into visible support. And kids don't experience love as a feeling that you hold privately. They experience love as what you do when it matters. So let's pause for a moment.
And let's take our usual breath.
Take a breath.
Because we know that there's a lot of emotion in this for parents, for LGBTQ. So when we say take a breath, I think it's like when one of our grandkids is like, take a big breath, take a big breath. And it really works with them.
Really
and
calms
it calms
your nervous system.
Yeah, so seriously,
brings you back to the present.
Take a breath.
Let's take a breath. And gently ask yourself this without shame, without getting defensive. If my child were watching how I show up in the world, would they know I have their back?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
This is a tough one for me. I wear a lot of T-shirts and stuff with bold sayings on them and, protect trans lives and, I'll protect
Be more human. Yeah.
Well, I'll
Be
protect
better humans.
I'll protect my trans child no matter what the cost. And so, but I wonder if they're watching, because we know they are. How do we show up, not just in the world, but here in the house when we're talking with them, when we're interacting with them? Do they know, do they really believe that I've got their back?
Yeah.
So if our children are watching us on how we show up in the world, would they know that we have their back? And again, that's not, that question is not meant to condemn or shame, beloved. I promise. It's just meant to clarify, to help us ponder.
It's just a deeper dive question to say, how am I doing on this? How am I showing up? One of the greatest gifts we can give our queer kids in this is the unshakable knowledge that they belong. Really important. Not someday, not if they change, not if they make others comfortable, but now.
Especially now.
Yes. As they are. That big belonging doesn't come from tolerance. It comes from celebration and protection and pride. And when kids know they belong, they are more resilient and more honest and more alive. That's just human nature.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that is, we've talked about you looking in the mirror, all of us looking in the mirror and saying how much we love ourselves and that's really powerful. And our children especially our LGBTQ plus children, especially our transgender and queer children, they need to do that too. And when they do that, I don't want my lingering voice in their head that somehow calls that into question. I don't think we can comprehend because we're not going through what they're going through. I don't think we can comprehend what it means to them to know that they know that they know that they know that they are loved and that they are and that they belong.
yeah.
It's so powerful. Now,
And this is a journey. I mean, I keep coming into that knowledge more fully every day, and I'm a grandmother. It's this is a journey. It's always a journey.
And we're not going to pretend that it's easy. Okay? I mean, loving queer kids in a hostile world
can be exhausting.
Yeah, sometimes we're so tired, and it means that we may likely, just being straight there, will likely lose people, maybe people that are very close. And it means that we'll have to unlearn things that we've been taught. Which is deconstructions, what we're talking about.
Which is a challenge to take a deeply held belief. You know, imagine learning your entire life that the world is flat. And now you're being told it's actually not, it's round.
Yeah, and it's not just a deeply held belief. It's a belief that's been taught with fear.
Yes.
Like if anyone ever says anything contrary to this, they're of the devil, or you should flee from them, and all that kind of stuff. So that makes unlearning those things very difficult. But it also means this. But it also means this. And
I wouldn't even say difficult, but challenging. It just
that's true. You don't like that word. Yeah, it is challenging. Yeah. Yeah. But in the midst of that, it also means this. And speaking to the LGBTQ people here is we get to be the adult that maybe you wish had existed when you were growing up. Mm-hmm. And that matters more than you know.
So much.
Beloved, this world may be hostile, but your home doesn't have to be. Our home doesn't have to be. We can provide that space. Our love can be the place where our children rest. Our voices can be the ones that speak up. Our courage can be the difference between harm and hope. Loving queer kids is not controversial. It's essential. It's not political. It's protective. And, beloved, it's not optional. It's our moral responsibility. Mm-hmm. If you love a queer kid, love them out loud. Mm-hmm. Love them visibly. Love them in ways that make their world safer.
Mm-hmm. Which makes all of our world safer.
Yeah. You know, there's a lot going on, and it's I think back on the Mr. Rogers quote that says, when you see something, here's what his mother told him. You want to share
when
that?
He was watching the disaster in the news, and his mother said, look for the helpers.
Yeah, when you see something scary in the world, look for the helpers.
And that really does make a difference. Yeah. It changes your vibration. It changes your attention to the good that's happening. And there's so much good happening. There's so much protection going on. The sound and fury that you hear is the news that sells.
Yeah.
But the real story is the help that people are providing each other, the love people are providing each other.
And as we've talked before, we need to make sure that we are looking at genuine threats versus fear and what ifs. So be sure to continue to do that. But I will say that in this, when you do hear the scary stories, we need to, in this journey for us as parents, we need to look for the helpers, look for the community. Mm-hmm. And as parents, I want my kids to, that they don't have to look far to find helpers in this house. Mm-hmm. So I hope that I know that many of you are, most of you are, that you are the helpers your kids will first see.
Yeah. Be the helper you want to see in the world. Yeah.
We're so glad you're here, beloved. We will keep doing this work alongside you. We're going to do it together. The truth wins, love wins, and we will rejoice with you as it happens.
We love you. Bye.
Bye.
Would it be okay if I were to tell you that I am afraid someday? So I call you up and you call me down. Would it be okay?
You've been listening to the FreedHearts podcast. We have extensive resources and vibrant, inclusive community for you at freedhearts.org. Please come say hello. If you have questions, comments, or suggestions for the podcast, just email us at podcast@freedhearts.org. Audio engineering is by Luke Johnson. The music is provided by our child, the Grammy-nominated Saint Sinner. You can find out more about him and his music at saintsinnermusic.com. Please share, subscribe, and follow on your favorite platform and support if you can. And thanks for listening.